Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Music Maniacs with myself, Dr. Earl, and Mr. Paul 3 is with us. Now, we're waiting on both YR and Prince Idol to join on the show there. I know Paul said he tried to get a hold of both of them. So, for the
Mhm.
time being, it's just him and I right now at the moment. And how's everything going, Paul, with your band and everything else? Everything going good, dude?
Dude, everything is going pretty good. We're kind of on a downswing right now because early the summer is our busy time. So right now we just kind of got a couple gigs here and there, like a Halloween show and some other stuff, some other big shows. But it's more of the smaller, or not as many events, but like bigger events.
Hmm.
As opposed to the summer, we just got everything in there. Festivals, bars, big shows. I mean, everything is in the summertime. But yeah, we're just kind of doing some big events, a couple big events right now in the wintertime, but it's all going good, man. It's all going good. Rock and
That's
roll
all
business
right
is
there. That's good to hear, Well, let me start off with the how I'm doing after Hurricane Milton struck us from behind last week. Well, as you can see, the house is still up. Everything is kosher. Everything is good. I'm fine. I'm still in one piece. All of us at our place is still one piece. It took a long while for to get gas in any of our tanks because the gas stations were closed out for a couple of days, and the ones that were open did not have no gas or propane available. In fact, I got to tell this one story at my workplace. I work at a grocery chain, and apparently on Friday when I came into work, we had to remove all of the refrigerated and frozen food items from the shelves because they all went bad because of the power outage that went on the day before all day Thursday. Power didn't come back on until about 4 a.m. in the morning. So we had to spend about almost 3 hours clearing out all the shelves in the frozen food section, the refrigerated sections, the dairy sections, and the meat sections because, well, apparently some of them were already cleaned out ahead of time, but we had to do a lot of stuff there. So Saturday and Sunday was the most busiest weekend because that's when we had all the deliveries coming in left and right you know but finally everything is getting back to normal. Thank goodness for that, because oh man, you never realize what an impact a hurricane or a tornado can have, not just on one's house or one's living arrangements, but also in the grocery store, let alone the gas stations. And by the way, I should also send my hearts and prayers and well wishes to everybody that's still recovering from what Hurricane Milton did to them and their properties last week. There, I see often a few reports on the TV up at our break room at my job, and there's still a lot of people going through struggles, still areas underwater and such. Stay close to God and everything will work out in the long run, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I ask.
amen.
I know. YR was concerned by the pound. You were concerned. I know you were saying this thing like, rest in peace, Brown. It's like, God. I know, but
Just
as
trying to
I'm
keep things, just trying to keep things light. I didn't
I
think it'd
know,
get real.
yes, I know. I wasn't bothered one bit there. I know YR mentioned on one of the calls that we was on, I think it was Jacob RP's program, he mentioned that I was treating this like a snowstorm. Well, in a way I was, because I went through one time I went through a lot of few blizzards back in my home state of Michigan. One time I had to get home from my girlfriend's place to my spot in Richmond, and apparently the snow started coming in like a pound, like gangbusters, and I had to ride my bike in this knee-deep snow, blizzarding coming down by the pound, hardly able to see anything. It wasn't until a cop noticed me trying to get back home. He put me in the police car, put my bike in the trunk. He gave me assistance to where I was going. So he helped out a lot. Thank goodness for him.
Yeah. Holy
But
mackerel. Yeah, no, snowstorms are intense. Obviously, I live here on the East Coast and we get
mhm.
some crazy snowstorms here up on the mountain. But I mean, a hurricane, I feel like that's next level. You know what I mean? Like snowstorms are snowstorms, but hurricanes, that's life or death right there. Even just you can't even sit in your own house. You know what I mean? You got to worry even just being in your own house. A snowstorm, you could sit in your house all damn day as long as you just don't go outside. You'll be all right. But a hurricane, you know, you never know. It could rip your damn door down. It could rip your house away. So yeah, prayers for everybody out there affected by Hurricane Milton and also Hurricane Helene. I know they're probably still cleaning
Yeah,
up
I
from that.
know. Yeah, that was something there. A lot that was on the news a lot here in the Florida TV stations. A whole lot, you know.
Yeah, and I don't even want to compare them because they're both really bad, but I don't know if Helene actually might have been the worst one because that one was terrible. And I'm still hearing stories about, people seeing babies floating down the river and
Oh
stuff. I feel
wow,
like all that information still isn't even out there yet. We haven't even heard all the horror stories associated with that. So God bless
wow.
all those people. Hopefully they're all just doing the
Yes,
best.
and yeah. Well wishes from the crew here at Music Maniacs. I think up until this point, the two biggest evilest hurricanes had to be both Katrina and Harvey. Katrina striking Louisiana like it did. I think it was 2005, like it was. And let's not forget Hurricane Harvey striking Houston, Texas back in 2017.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember seeing the photographs and newsreels of how Houston was after that. And it's like, a few friends on Facebook, posted some aftermath pics on their profiles, and one even said, I'm hungry, but she's unable to get to the cupboard because it was all flooded out.
Wow, holy man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Your entire house, you know what I mean, can
Yeah,
can be ruined. And then you have nothing at that point. Like it's not even comparable to a snowstorm at all, bro. At
I know
all.
it's horrible. Yeah. Well, thank goodness. And also another thing, I uploaded a video last Thursday giving an update on how everything is going, showed all the some of the damage from the tree branches being on the ground and such. I was told that there was maybe another hurricane that was going to be coming this way. That, thank goodness, turned out to be a false alarm. Like we really fucking needed the one after the this one here.
Oh my God, could you imagine, dude? That's not even I don't even mean to laugh, It's just really like, wow, holy crap, if that were the truth. Yeah, the American people really couldn't take any more. I mean,
I
how
know
much,
exactly. Yeah, and
especially with the
also
election coming up here. That's the last thing we need. We need everybody out there to vote.
exactly. I know. It's like, it was, and me and Extreme Shaft did a show yesterday. You may have seen it. We were talking about Donald Trump's remarks about Detroit when he was speaking on last Thursday in the Motor City. And we were touching on that topic a lot. I definitely check out the program that we did if you get a chance, dude. But I think in a lot of ways, Shaft agreed with what Trump said. I mean, Detroit has become a very shithole of a city, even though slowly it's trying to get itself back on its knees, let alone its feet. But yet the problem is it's got a long way to go because it is a Democrat city. It's a blue city without any question. Michigan altogether is a blue state.
I mean, every city is really bad right now. I can't think of any cities that I'm like, yes, that city is doing great and there's no worries or crime or anything there. I feel like our cities here in America in general are just not a safe place to be. They're just dangerous. Like,
I
and
know.
that's a shame, man. That's really a damn shame. Sad.
I know it is. It's what makes and what's worse of it is that there's hardly anything being done about it. The police are always. You can't expect the you can't expect the police to constantly be there 20 all the time because they have other issues coming in being reported. They got to take care of those. And plus, a lot of times some of the mayors ain't willing to do what it takes to prevent crime on the streets. I mean, like,
No, 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 no.
no, it's not nice. Well, enough of the political and hurricane talk that we been doing for the past 10 minutes here. Let's get to the thing that I found out about. Why are sending me this? Seems that a couple days ago, Jake E. Lee, the former guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, Badlands, and this one project he had called Red Dragon Cartel, he was walking his dog in the wee hours in the morning in Las Vegas, Nevada, and then boom, he gets shot 3 times. Now, according to authorities, the shooting was just random. I got TMZ.com right now, and I'm going to read you a little something here that Jake Lee said. He said he's lucky to be alive after being shot 3 times in Vegas. And he says he was dodging bullets on the streets. Now, the musician broke his silence on Tuesday's shooting, saying he was hit by 3 bullets and the cops found 15 shell casings on the scene, which means the shooter emptied their clip at him. Jake says he was walking his dog named Coco near his home when the shots rang out. He says he started dodging bullets but was hit in the forearm, his back, and in the foot. Left and right, I do not know for sure. Now, the guitarist says the shot to the back broke one of his ribs and damaged a lung, and he says that's the biggest injury suffered here. As it was reported, police are investigating the case. Do not think that Jake was targeted. Remember, Jake hasn't done anything offensive or atrocious to piss anybody off. Other than the only thing he does is shred a badass guitar. That's about it. And cops also believe the incident was, quote, completely random. It was a random street shooting. No arrests have yet to be made, according to Vegas police. Now, Jake, who is still currently in the hospital, says he's tired and feels very lucky to be alive. It sounds like Jake's dog literally dodged a bullet here. Jake, by the way, says his dog Coco is fine and appreciates your inquiries. Huh. Now, it's just ain't that messed up? You can't do anything no more without some sort of bullshit happening. Like you're walking your dog, you get shot 3 times. You're at a 7-Eleven, try to get some snacks and some drinks, and some butthead tries to rob you by either a knife or a weapon. It's like you can't go anywhere without some sort of bullshit happening.
Man, it's really disgusting actually. Uh, just to hear this news was kind of shocking. It was like something I didn't have on my bingo card to hear that Jake E. Lee, of all people, got shot. Because,
I
like you
know.
said, he's not controversial. He's not putting any bad opinions out there. The
No.
only thing controversial with Jake E. Lee is the people are really on his side because he didn't get the royalties for Bark on the Moon for all the stuff
Yeah, I
that he.
heard about that as well. It's like, geez, what is up with Sharon Osbourne? It's like, when you think about it, the late Lee Kerslake, who drummed it on his 2 first albums, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, he hardly got any royalties. The bass player who also contributed lyrics to those songs, he didn't get any royalties, alone any credit on the second record. It's like,
Paisley.
exactly and it's like, what the hell is going on with Sharon? It's like, what's happening here? What is she like one of those money grubbing, greedy type of people? Say, let's replace
Well,
this person and not pay the other person because we want to focus on this person instead?
she is though, because her dad was also in the music business. He was a music
Don
manager,
Arden.
and yes, he
Yes, he
was
was.
very
Yes.
very hard to deal with, very hard businessman. And so was Sharon. She learned all that. So on Bark at the Moon, for instance, yes, you mentioned Bob Daisley, who was really, in my opinion, he was the brains behind Ozzy's entire solo career, because Bob
Mm.
Daisley wrote so many of those songs, wrote so many of the lyrics, the hooks and everything. But he talks about, there's numerous interviews with him on YouTube. He talks about how Sharon came to him with a contract and he signed this contract. So, I mean, this was all done legally. She got them to sign off on this, to where Bark at the Moon says all lyrics and music credited to Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh
How
God.
messed up is that?
I know on the Bark of the Moon album, it was listed just like that. All songs written by Ozzy Osbourne. It's like, wait a minute. Ozzy doesn't play an instrument, even though he claims he uses his voice as an instrument to write songs. But also keep in mind, Ozzy is also dyslexic. Geezer Butler had to write the lyrics to most of those Black Sabbath songs.
Yes, sir. Geezer Butler was really the brains behind Black Sabbath. I mean, you got, Tony Iommi. You cannot discredit the riffs that that guy
Yep.
came up with. But
Or the drumming
Geezer
to Bill Ward.
Bill Ward as well. But I mean, Geezer Butler, yeah, he's the man behind a lot of those lyrics and a lot of those hooks. And a lot of people don't know that. They think it's all Ozzy. But no, Ozzy had a lot of help. Don't get me wrong, Ozzy is an amazing singer. I'm sure a lot of Ozzy's vocal melodies are kind of his,
Hmm.
but he is not the prolific writer that they kind of made him out to be there in the 80s.
Yeah, we're now finding about all this past couple of years. We thought, hey, Ozzy, how did Ozzy write those songs on that album when he doesn't play an instrument? And the only instrument we ever played was a synthesizer a couple of times on some of those early Black Sabbath records. In fact, on the Osbourne's reality show, he showed a synthesizer that they had with him on one of the
Mm.
Black Sabbath earlier tours from '73, and he was fiddling with it a couple times there.
Yeah, just not enough to write all those great songs though. Fiddling around with the synthesizer, it's just not enough to write all those amazing songs, and riffs, and all that stuff. Yeah, he had major help. And the music business in the '80s was probably the shadiest. Besides today, it was probably the shadiest it ever was. And yeah, there was a lot of that stuff going on. People signing off and weird deals. And Sharon was on top of all that.
Oh
She wanted to
man.
sign everybody away.
It's kind of funny you mentioned that because Black Sabbath did ended up getting into some legal issues with their management. Seems that what it was is that they were young, they were naive, so they signed these contracts. And to this very day, Tony Iommi gives this important advice: never sign any contract without reading it very carefully. Get a
Get a
lawyer if
lawyer.
you must. Ask
Lawyer.
questions because there's always that one clause in that contract that's going to get you in the ass each and every time. And I guess one of the big clauses for many performers is that they don't end up with the rights of their recordings. If an artist leaves a label, the record label can do whatever they want with those songs. They can put out multiple
Hey, Paul
compilation,
Green here.
compilation, compilation.
No, you're right. You're right, Earl. And like, for instance, if you don't own those royalties or if you sign them away, similar to how Bob Daisley did, for instance, like on Diary of a Madman, how they went in there. Well, actually, Lee Kerslake and Bob Daisley sued Sharon and Ozzy for all this for
Yes,
Also, you got a
ad
microphone.
credits, and they went back in and they used Robert Trujillo, who plays with Metallica, and Mike Borden, a drummer. They re-recorded Daisley and Kerslake's parts.
I
Like they
know.
can
It's like, oh, what the hell is going on? Isn't I consider that very disgraceful,
Yo,
me
Paul
too.
Green.
beyond disgraceful. Ah, YR's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, Paul
What's up,
Green.
YR?
You got a microphone for real.
He does,
Yeah.
yes, and it sounds great.
So how you have a computer?
Yeah, I do. What do you think?
What? Because every time you've always been on the shows on your phone, which is fine, but you know it's way better now. Holy shit.
Yeah,
We're
glad
trying.
you make it, YR. We were talking about the Jakey Lee shooting a couple days back.
Yeah, that's just a circumstance of wrong place, wrong time. It looked
Yeah, we were talking about that as well.
like they emptied the whole clip on. I mean, it was just a random weird. Oh my god, you know what I'm saying? Like when Eddie Trunk went, and this was a couple days ago when Eddie Trunk, because Eddie Trunk goes live, my time at 2 to 4.
Hmm.
So right when he went live at 2, he said, "I have the bad news, but also somewhat good news that he's not dead, but this happened." Blah blah blah. It's like that's where I learned it from. Um, much like Paul 3, I do love Bark of the Moon, right?
It is. Yeah, great album from Ozzy.
And, and the eclipse that we had this year, I did play that song.
Bark of the
Dur-
Moon. Yep. Yeah, it's like kind of funny, but Ozzy and Zach did that song, when the eclipse actually occurred a couple years back. Believe it or not, it's kind of funny. And no, we should probably talk about the abilities of Jake Lee because him and Zach Wild
well, why
are
did he leave? Hold on, why did he leave? And like Zach Wild came after Jake Healy, right? Or was it?
correct. Yes.
Or
Zach made his debut on the No Rest for the Wicked album from 1988.
Mm.
and Jake only did 2 albums with him, Bark in the Moon and The Ultimate Sin.
Yeah,
And
Jakey Lee, he left for creative differences, management issue, and personal reasons. Basically, Ozzy wasn't giving him credit. Sharon didn't want to give him credit, and they were just stifling him creatively, pretty much. He was
exactly,
used as a hired hand. They didn't want him as like a band member or anything, and I think he felt more like a band member. He wanted to create music together, but the Ozzy solo thing was strictly business. Like it was business number one.
Real quick, did you more of a reminder? Like, I get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's coming up, and they're supposed to induct Ozzy solo.
hmm
But Ozzy's obviously not going to sing live or nothing. It's going to be James Maynard Keenan from
Tool.
Tool. And then obviously on the guitar they're going to have Zach Wild, and I
Yep.
think someone else was saying they're going to be what's his name from Rage Against the Machine, the guitarist. He said he's
The guitar player or the bass player. Well,
Tom Morello.
Tom Morello, yes, he's the guitarist from Rage Against the Machine.
But they're saying people want Ozzy to, like, if he does do a speech, if not, at least do in the video package, which I'm sure they have a video package, have people like Jake Lee and others be mentioned,
Involved in, yes.
or involved in maybe. I mean, obviously this guy got shot 1,000 times. So he's probably not going to be involved now, but and he wasn't even doing any because he's like good friends with Eddie Trunk, and Eddie Trunk had his big 40th radio bash, and he really
Yes.
wanted Jake Lee to come on stage and do something, but Jake Lee said he had like arthritis issues with his hands. He
Oh,
couldn't.
really? I never heard about
Yeah,
that.
it's real. So
Guys, as a musician, okay, I will tell you right now, man, like this is just real talk. I'm not even sure I can get this across to you as well as I want to. But just if you hear Jake Ely on Bark at the Moon, you listen to that recording or you watch recordings from him touring with Ozzy, let me tell you, friends, time is real. And those guys that can still do the same thing that they did 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whether it's playing an instrument, whether it's singing, anything, those guys that can still do that are few and far between, man, at a high level. So, I mean, it's kind of shocking to hear that Jake can't do that, but I also understand being a gigging musician as well. I mean, it takes a big toll on you. Arthritis is real. I have it in my neck, and I worry, when I'm Jake's age, am I going to even be able to hold a fucking guitar around my neck? So, I mean, those issues are real, man. Those issues are completely real. And like I said, go out there and fucking see your heroes who can still play because those guys are few and far between. They're just going to keep dropping.
Brown. That's why I pretty much go see everyone I've always wanted to see, and then I go to a lot of double ups sometime. The Smashing Pumpkins I saw twice already, right?
Yes.
But and they're not going away anytime soon. But
No, they're
like
not.
the 90s stuff is like your new '80s shit, pretty
Yes,
much. Like,
exactly.
I mean,
We got all these 90 bands. I mean, like Green Day filling up a stadiums for crying out loud. Wow.
Levels, Oasis will, and Coldplay holds
hmm
the like Taylor Swift holds all the records, but like Coldplay holds a big one, but like Oasis will break all of those records coming out. They have, I think, 7 or 8 dates at Wembley or some shit,
Oh,
right?
wow
Like
there.
way more than 3 or 4, like multiple. Here they didn't announce any Texas dates. Not that I'm too interested, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of hype on that, and I only know 2 songs. I get it; they're the Beatles of the '90s, but I mean, I'm probably end up going to see that. But they haven't announced any Texas shows, which is interesting. They only announced like the major cities: New York, LA, I think.
hmm
But I'm pretty much seeing like everyone I always wanted to see. And Paul 3 is right. Like, I mean, my taste in music is like older, obviously, like old people.
Yes,
But
like Uriah Heep, you saw them recently.
say it is a bit like, bro, compared to like, and I would throw in like go seeing Weezer as me going seeing like a pop concert. To be honest with you, yeah, there's the guitar, but it was kind of poppy and nerdy, and like there's something about that hard rock guitar like that, and like maybe a screaming voice, or maybe I don't know, like there's something about that 80s rock concerts that they're known for their concerts. Like
Mhm.
not so much these soft. I mean, anyone can go to a concert to see that, you saw someone in concert, but there's bands known to be fucking loud. There's bands known, you know what I mean? And I think that predominantly only sets into that heavy metal genre / hard rock genre, like Jakey Lee's in with Ozzy, like seeing that. I mean, even seeing Zach Wild with his Black Sabbath tribute and seeing
Mhm.
him do the Pantera thing.
Yes,
That dude is a guitar god of a
absolutely.
it really is. Like, when he did it, he I remember like in 2000s he had this hit on the radio from Black Label Society. I think it was like his only really radio song that was kind of, I don't know, he probably had more, but like it was catchy.
River. In this river?
It might be some, I don't know, it was
I
on the
know,
radio.
I know it was one of them.
In this river was huge for Black
It
Label
was,
Society. That was
yeah, it
huge.
was it was played a lot on the radio. I remember back in
That's a
Michigan
band
when it came out.
I want to get into Black, like that's one of the last living guitar gods we have. I mean, you could throw in a
Well,
Tom
Jake,
Morello.
well, we also can't forget Jakey Lee himself because I've seen many solos that he's done during his time with Ozzy, and he really fucking throws down. And the interesting about it is that he's one of those few shredding guitars that doesn't use a Floyd Rose, let alone any whammy bar. Eddie used the whammy bar, Dimebag used the whammy bar.
Didn't he use a Paul 3? You can maybe look it up since you have a computer. That's interesting. No one has computers, only Paul 3, so you
Mhm,
can look up stuff like this. Um, he has a special music search engine thing that only musicians have, type thing.
mhm.
Musician background, and
Yes,
you can actually look up. I think Jakey Lee always played a Carvel
yes,
brand.
he does. Yes.
Yes.
Don't they have
He has a signature series from that company as well.
wow? They have Floyd Roses though. All the Charvels of the '80s. Like, isn't that their thing?
A lot of
Well,
them did, but you can always take that off, man. Especially like a top tier guitar player like that. He had Tex doing whatever the fuck he wanted, bro. He could make any
exactly.
fucking guitar that he wanted.
They
Like
not
he had
most guitars of the '80s had Floyd Roses though. You gotta.
A
I mean,
lot
a
of
besides
lot of
them.
his blah
a
blah
lot
blah.
of tests. It
You
was
know?
a big thing back then. But you gotta think
Absolutely,
too,
it was.
Jakey Lee came in replacing fucking Randy Rhoads. Are you fucking joking me? So I mean, like that was huge, man. There's a lot of pressure there. And if you ever listen to like Jakey Lee live with Ozzy, back then, you can almost hear a little nervousness in his playing sometime, in my opinion. I feel like Zach just sounds more comfortable. Zach had that big long back then. Zach didn't look like a Viking when he joined. He was like this pretty boy, long haired fucking guitar god and shit, bro.
Yep,
He brought a
exactly.
whole new presence. And his work on No Rest for the Wicked, bro, Miracle Man, Devil's Daughter, all that fucking shit was
Great album.
insane. Insane
Right.
guitar.
Crazy Babies as well.
Oh,
Bloodbath in
fucking Crazy
Paradise.
Babies. Oh, Crazy Babies gets me every time. That shit's so annoying.
Well,
Tattoo Dancer as well. And let's not forget Demon Alcohol, which was Ozzy singing from the alcohol's point of view.
Yes, great song. If you haven't heard Demon Alcohol out there, anybody listening, I think that's my big request or my big to send out there for everybody to listen to this week is Demon Alcohol
And
from
let's
No
not
Rest for.
forget that Zach is one of the other guitar players that doesn't really use any whammy bars on many of his guitars, except for the one he brought with him when he did the Pantera tour.
Zach Wild is smart. You know why? Because he fucking uses a Les Paul because those Les Pauls are heavy as fuck. But
Hmm.
in my opinion, if you're a lead guitar player,
You don't know what you're talking about. Paul 3 doesn't know what he's talking about. Les Pauls are heavy,
Yes,
and he did start using He's always used Les Pauls, but he has his own brand, the Wild Audio brand. He was
yes,
just
has a lot of crazy guitar setups. You'll never believe it. Look them all up on the Google images.
he's
You'll
a
see
Les
what I'm
Paul
talking
player.
about.
He is known as a Les Paul player. He has that fucking bullseye Les Paul.
Yeah,
That's what
that
he's
is
known.
badass.
And like Jakey Lee was some fucking dollars. Jakey Lee looked like a fucking dollar store Eddie Van Halen, bro. So fucking Zach Wild at least brought his own fucking look when he came in there. That's what I like about him.
Brown, can you confirm this? And I'm 99.9% sure. I don't know if you even know this story. You might, but is it
Mhm.
true I know it is true, but I'm with you. Is
Hmm.
it Lee that they picked instead? Because George Lynch was trying out.
Yeah, he did try out, but the thing is, he was turned down because Lynch's hair was short at the time,
Yeah, the
and for
hair
this,
thing, right?
yes, yes,
Oh, they chose Jake Lee. That's who they chose instead of him, right?
apparently, well, apparently, from
Or
what
was it
I've
Randy
heard,
Rhoads?
no, I think it was from what I understand, Lynch auditioned prior to Randy Rhoads coming in, because at the time
Well,
when Jakey Lee was brought in, Lynch's hair
they're
was
like,
growing out a little bit, and also had that two-tone look, blonde on top, dark
Lynch
at
is
the
way
bottom.
better than both of those guys, Jakey Lee and Randy Rhoads.
And let's not
Lynch
forget,
has no feel. Lynch has no feel, bro. It's all fucking fuck all that shit. No, that's like when Mark St. John joined Kiss for the
oh yeah,
Animalized
yeah,
album.
that's one thing I understood, though I never was able to. I'm glad you brought that up, Paul, because Ace
I can't
Frehley
argue,
was
Paul.
not that much of a shredder. Vinnie Vincent was that much of a shredder during his time with Kiss. They bring in Mark St. John, who shreds like a motherfucker. All the print on the press was like, wow, Kiss got someone who actually played fast. But keep in mind, that was the style of all guitar players around that period. All metal guitar players had to shred, had to go bonkers on the whammy bars. They had to do finger taps and all that stuff. That was the thing back then. The only
Bro,
person
my
with the only
guitar
guitar,
player can do all that shit. My guitar player in my band can do all that shred shit. And we were actually just writing music last night, and we have a part where we do like a stop, and then sax does a solo, guitar does a solo. And when it came time for his stop, he fucking fit in like 30 notes in like 3 seconds. And then we just told him, we're like, bro, we had to limit him. We said, you can only get 6 notes. Because when you play just too many notes, when you're just doing that shred shit, you lose all feel. You lose all feel, and it gets lost on a lot of people. They don't even connect to it.
yeah,
Nah, but people need to understand that. And Brown, and I know all of y'all know this, but like, I was thinking about something today. Like all these videos that are online on YouTube, everything of
hmm,
concerts, it's great, and you can get a good feel of obviously the voice and how good it is of the singer, blah blah blah. But I mean, the feel is at the fucking concert, bro. That's the feel. That's the whole. I mean,
that's
videos
where
really don't do it justice. Like I was, I mean, certain groups maybe. There's ones that like you got to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
you got to
listen to
be
Shred.
there to experience in the full amount.
You have 2, 3, 4 beers in you,
Hmm.
and they shred for 10 minutes. Eddie Van Halen shredding for 10 minutes. You want to hear that, wouldn't
Yes,
you? I mean,
you want to hear, you see it and
3
feel it
years
just as
like
well.
shredding. This guy. Want to hear like this great guitar god shred for 10, 15 minutes, a couple
Hmm.
beers in?
Yeah,
Walter?
I mean, do you as a I mean, you're a guitar. We're all guitar players here, so it's hard to ask. Like, I want
yeah.
to ask like a non-guitar player. Like when somebody is up there shredding, if it's not Eddie Van Halen, okay, if there's just like another guitar player, and like Weezer's guitar player, if he just started shredding, would people really want to hear that? Is that something that like like that kind of
Well, no,
playing? Is that something that
you're
people
right.
really?
We answered the question. Well, Paul three answered the question. Certain players, maybe you would like to see it from, but other band, it's not so much,
Yeah,
And
and
they
plus
really, they
we
don't
and
like.
plus
You
Weezer is an alternative band, and alternative bands do not feature shreddy guitar players.
I mean, they can do anything up there, Brown. With this, it's
Okay,
live.
Yeah,
Like I don't know.
what if like
Yeah,
what if it was Reb Beach? What about Reb Beach?
I mean, yeah,
mm,
like certain players that because I admit I go to show like the KK's Priest because of the guitar player.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously the Ripper Owens, but on vocals. But there are certain shows like the George Lynch show. I went just to hear him. Maybe I should have stayed for Red Beach after
hmm,
with uh, Winger, obviously,
yep,
but I did. And the next time I'll go, maybe Paul Through will go next.
yes,
But
and
like,
but
that would have been my reason to stay. Obviously, I was in the spot that Red Beach would have stood. He was playing on the same spot Lynch was playing on that right side of the stage. I would have been right in front of him actually.
My guitar player just actually texted Reb Beach yesterday. He's like on a text-to-text basis with him because
Oh,
we were going to
interesting.
Yeah, we were going to learn Alice Cooper Poison, and Reb toured
Great song.
with Alice Cooper, and he played that song with him. But when my guitar player reached out and was like, "Hey, do you have like a tab or sheet music for Poison?" Reb said, "Bro, I don't know how to fucking read tabs." So that guy is just a pure fucking by the ear, amazing natural guitar player.
Yeah, that's
Like
interesting.
Brown, you could I even tested Brown. Like Brown could pick up a guitar, any guitar at that, no matter if it's a $20 whatever or $1,000 whatever.
Or a toy guitar.
Up, or twin, whatever. He picks it up and plays like deep shit, bro. He was
Yeah.
playing in deep track, like Judas Priest Genocide, deep cuts, bro.
Yes, and that was one of the guitars YR's relatives
fucking
on that
believe
one time. It's on his
that.
channel, by the way.
Goddamn, Ibanez Warrior. Listen, I think we know what we're talking about, but for people that don't, talking about like the shredding 80s rock thing.
Yes.
And back to what I was saying earlier, like I like to do the weave, like Trump, weave it back to other things. Not only being in person is different from seeing on the video, and you can still be a judge of stuff, but
there's nothing like seeing live music, bro. You can't compare to watching on YouTube or anything like that. You can't fucking compare it at all. There's
Well,
nothing like
let
that.
me throw out a couple of things. Now, when YR saw the Smashing Pumpkins opening for Green Day, you may notice that there was a female guitar player in the lineup with them. Her name is Kiki Wan, and she is a shredder herself. Now, I don't know if she did any shreddy licks with the Pumpkins. Most like it was a backup guitaring, but she was probably
you
the
gotta watch
most.
that video, Brown. I took the whole damn video of the
Yes, I know.
concert.
I watch it. Yes, I was watching. I was like, who is the hot mama with the guitar there? And then I looked up online, Kiki Wan, whose shorts I've seen, the videos I've seen on here on YouTube. Gotta definitely check her out. She does these cool facial expressions while she's playing. That's pretty fun. And
Yeah,
by
but
the
you know
way,
what? She already left the band after the tour.
wow, I think
Did
you
you hear
should
that?
really.
What?
Yeah. She left the band, bro. She put a statement out about maybe 2 weeks ago that she's done. She has left the Smashing Pumpkins after the tour. I was like, what? Yeah, so I don't know.
Well,
I
maybe
think she was
maybe because the Pumpkins wasn't really her style of music. Remember, she's a shreddy metal guitarist. And the Pumpkins is more alternative rock.
Yeah, it's simple shit. Dude.
Exactly. And I
Where is
don't
this
think.
at, Paul 3?
What's that?
Where is this at? I'm not seeing this news.
Well, anyways, you spoke about the
Paul
Rock and
3, you
Roll
working
Hall.
us right now, brother?
No.
Well,
The chick that was just hired. Yeah, no, I'll have to let me find the article or something.
Can't find
Well,
nothing.
before you do so, let me read a little something here, courtesy of blabbermouth.net, about the upcoming appearance at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, saluting Ozzy Osbourne. Tool singer Maynard James Keenan, we mentioned about this earlier. He spoke about his upcoming appearance at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Cleveland, Ohio, where he will sing some songs from Ozzy Osbourne alongside Billy Idol, country artist Jelly Roll. Backing it up will be Zakk Wylde, Wolfgang Van Halen, Steve Stevens, a guitar player from Billy Idol, another great guitar player.
Doing anything, bro, with any of that? What does he has to do with fucking heavy metal?
Who? I have no clue. I have no clue. Why? I have no clue.
But why are they bringing like Steve Stevens? That's guitarist for Billy Idol, right?
Yep, correct.
Great.
Bro, all the people are great besides Jelly Roll. Why? Go ahead.
I have no.
Dude, I fucking hate Jelly Roll, man. I'm not on the Jelly Roll train at all. He fucking blows. He's a fat dude.
I don't buy it. I don't get it.
I don't buy it either. Anyways, the back. Now, there's going to be a rhythm section including Robert Trujillo from Metallica, Chad Smith with the Chili Peppers on the Skins, and actor and musician Jack Black will make the speech inducting Osbourne. Now, Osbourne has earned a solo Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction for nearly 6 decades in his career in music.
Jack
Pretend
Black like canceled like 3 months ago. Now he's back in the. What the fuck?
Now, his old band Black Sabbath was inducted in 2006. This honor makes Ozzy one of a handful of artists with multiple inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One of them, of course, being the late David Crosby. When asked about how he's feeling about what it,
1,000%, Ozzy's not performing at this event.
oh, I
He's
obviously
you'll
yes,
never hear
because
you'll never
obviously,
hear him sing again. He's done. I mean,
yeah,
he's done.
exactly, because of the Parkinson's disease that he's been dealing with for God knows how many years now. Now, when asked about his upcoming performance, Maynard James Keenan said, quote, "It's terrifying, extremely terrifying. Yeah, because this is for him, and his song is out of my range. So I'm going to be struggling to hit those notes, but I got the call, so I answered." When
All right,
asked
guys.
if,
Oh, sorry. After you're done, I got something to say. Go ahead.
okay,
Sorry.
regarding whether he and the other musicians have practiced yet, Maynard said, "We're rehearsing it a couple days tomorrow."
What
When
song?
I do not know which songs yet because
Probably
they
gonna
do
be
a couple
fucking
of them,
Crazy Train, bro. Fuck that. Tired
obviously
of
there.
that song.
Now Maynard also said, "Yeah, I mean,
Crazy
it's
Train.
if I'm being honest, mixed feelings because I'm happy to come in, and a couple other people are coming in to sing for him, which is depressing. But to have to sing for him, that we're able to step in and help him in this induction is inspiring. I'm glad I got the call. I'm sure a bunch of people got the call, but I think I responded first." On the topic of Jack Black's involvement in the event, Osbourne told Rolling Stone, "Jack Black invited my family to the School of Rock movie premiere in 2002. I've always been a fan of his. Jack is one of the few great actors that is also a genuine rock and roller and not acting the part." And as far as the musicians taking place in this performance, Ozzy said, "Billy Idol is a rock icon. His music is timeless. Billy Idol should be inducted. Maynard James Keener is a family friend since 1997. He is such a creative force. There are few artists who could keep 3 successful bands going for multiple decades. Those bands, Tool, Perfect Circle, and Pussifier. And who doesn't love Jelly Roll?" That's a question. I knew you were going to respond like that. That's a thing I wanted to ask myself. Ozzy says Jelly Roll's voice is soulful, pure, dirty. "I'm so honored that someone could do this for me who I never had the pleasure of meeting."
Kill me, bro. It's terrible.
And
Fuck
as
Jelly.
for Trujillo and Smith, Ozzy said the rhythm section is the anchor of the band, and you honestly couldn't get a better rhythm section than Chad Smith and
Here,
Robert
throw this out.
Trujillo.
Chad Smith and who on bass?
Robert Trujillo, the guy from Metallica.
Yeah, the fucking guy they used to record Bob Daisley's parts. How fucking criminal is that?
I
What the
know.
fuck?
Yo, Bree, so and wow, so you think Jelly Roll was like a last minute fill-in instead of 1,000%? This guy would have been on this lineup, Dave Grohl,
Mm.
because they
No,
always put Dave Grohl as, you know what I'm saying? Anything rock.
Jelly Roll is for the normies, bro. Jelly Rolls, they get all the fucking idiots, sheeple to watch the stupid ass fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's all Jelly Roll is for.
You would open up for Jelly Roll, your band?
I would definitely open up for Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, if you hear this, brother, I love your music. Yo, Jelly Roll, let's collab, bro. It's all good, man. I'm just kidding.
Like he was on like the one of the there's like a venue, and I'm sure it was like part of a tour thing with like up and coming artists, country artists, and like he hosts shit like Jelly Roll. He didn't perform, but
Fuck
he
yeah.
hosts. Like he makes, you know what I'm saying? He makes money.
Yeah, no. I actually, it's just because it's super popular, and I don't know. I'm not trying to fuck with it right now, pretty much. But I've heard his hit song. Do you know his hit song? Have you heard his shit? I've heard
I
it now.
only heard one song from him on the radio. That's when my nephew was taking me to work one time.
Oh, did,
You know
anybody,
who they are?
did we already update
Jake
the
and Lee?
audience? Do you know the audience on the whole um, hurricane situation?
Yes.
Yes, I told about it earlier when we started the show, before we started into the music discussion. Well, everything is going okay over here. My job is getting back to normal. I was relating how busy it was this past weekend at my line of work. We had all these deliveries coming in on Saturday and Sunday. I was able to get all the stuff out, me and a couple others, but we had to bust our asses.
Let me ask you this: would you? And we can close on the hurricane. So I just wanted
Yep.
to make sure. But let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
by you going through all of that, whatever you, it seems to you like it wasn't too big of a deal. Out of a 10, there's probably maybe like a 6 to you, maybe like on the,
Yeah.
because me and Puck and Paul 3, we were
I
eating
know
up
you
all,
were concerned. I know you was way concerned, man. I know
but
you were checking up on me,
going
and I
through
thank you for doing that, man. I do.
going through all that, would you go through that again, or would you leave the area for another hurricane again?
You know what? If it was a lot more closer to our region, yes, we would leave. But it really wasn't that close. It was the same
Wow.
thing that when Hurricane Harvey hit Houston back in 2017. We were in the Woodlands area when we were around that time, and we were feeling the effects of the storm, but not as much as Houston did.
Like they did hype it up. They really hyped this Milton up. They really did, bro. They hyped it up. And
That
then
they
this,
hype everything up. They always do that. They hype
but
every
that's not necessarily a bad
storm,
thing.
every
Like it's better than,
event.
sorry.
They always do that.
Yo, I got a question though. If you get 5 songs at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for an Ozzy solo career medley throughout his whole career, what are your 5 songs? I
They
really
could
want to
Hmm.
know that.
medley.
Yes, for a medley for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, give me your 5 songs.
That makes way more sense. Okay, so definitely Crazy Train.
Oh, we know
Uh,
Crazy Trains could be included in no matter what.
so they're
But
gonna
what?
do for me. They're gonna do one from each guitarist that played that probably. So let's look at the song. Did 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 Zach Wild do? Was he on My Mom Coming Home?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the most famous Zach Wild song from the Ozzy stuff? Would you say that one?
Oh, there's so many out there. Excuse me. There's so
Let-
many out there. It's hard to keep track. Other than the No More Tears song, there's
Oh,
Yeah.
no Tears
Desire, the one that
is
changed the
Zach Wild.
world. Hmm?
Oh,
Hellraise.
yeah, they're definitely doing No More Tears. At least solo.
Absolutely.
Zach.
So
Or
you're
what
saying
are the verse
Crazy
and chorus
Train,
of the
Mom, I'm
song?
coming home. Crazy Train, Mom, I'm coming home. No More Tears. What about Bark at the Moon?
They'll probably
Well,
do
if
that.
they're doing, well, they're not doing. If they're gonna do No More Tears, they're not gonna do My Mom Coming Home. So they'll probably do those three. Bark of the Moon.
YR? I think his voice went out for
What
a
about
couple.
Something
There you are.
on the Other
Not
Side?
as
Are we just
well.
not going there?
Hmm.
You know, See You on the Other Side? Do you know that
But
song?
they
Yes,
might.
I heard that song. Yes.
Are we
They
just not
might.
going there? That's like that's Osmosis. That's 1995 right there. That's
Yes, I
still
had the
Zach.
CD. I had that
They're
CD
gonna do
myself.
They're gonna do I don't know and Mr. Crowley.
Yes.
I don't know. They're not going to do I Don't Know. Come on. What about the Ultimate Sin? They'll never do the Ultimate Sin. Shot in the Dark, maybe.
Maybe
You think?
so.
Yeah, they're
They
gonna do a
usually
classic.
they
New
usually
stuff.
concentrate on the ones that are played on the radio
Wait
the
a minute.
most.
Do you think they're gonna do Shot in the Dark over I don't know?
What about Over the Mountain or Flying High Again?
Mm. It'd be nice
I
if
mean,
you do that song. Any of those two.
Goodbye to Romance would be a beautiful tribute to Randy Rhoads.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, man.
You know, that would be
Absolutely.
awesome.
That would probably be towards the closer to the end before he closed it out with another rabble rousing song. Maybe it'll probably be Crazy Train, most likely. He always saved the main ones, the most well-known songs for the last.
It's crazy how many of these songs Lemmy wrote, of Ozzy's. Like he really helped on "Mama, I'm Coming Home." He
Hmm.
helped on "See You on the Other Side." But
Hmm.
that's really Lemmy was a genius, man. I met him. I had the chance to meet him
Oh
in
man,
2010. He signed my Rickenbacker bass.
nice.
Such a cool dude. I got to have a conversation. We talked a little bit about Motorhead, but I really at the time was a hippie guy, a hippie kid. I was a teenager, and I loved Hawkwind, his other band before
Oh yeah,
Motor.
nice.
And I had actually asked about his time in Hawkwind, and it kind of perked him up because he doesn't usually get those questions. I'm sure he was probably usually gets Motorhead questions or Ozzy questions, and it kind of like took him by surprise. And he was such a fucking cool dude. I actually have a picture and everything. But yeah, he signed my Rickenbacker bass, and Lemmy.
Nice. Good to hear that,
Dr.
man.
Brown, would you accept that as a gift, the bass signed by Lemmy from Paul 3 if he gave it?
Absolutely, because it's Lemmy
Paul
for
3
crying out
when you
loud.
give
I mean, by the way, Paul, you should probably check out the song "Silver Machine" from Hawkwind featuring Lemmy on vocals, and also they
Love
had
that
a
song.
yes, and plus they also did a song called Motorhead. I think that's where he
Yeah,
got the name for his later band, of course, for Motorhead, of course. And by the way, for the record, for what I've heard, the term Motorhead is a description for a speed freak because when you're
Speed
high
Freak.
on, yeah, that's what I remember hearing as a young teenager. I guess that when you get high on speed, you start blabbing your mouth like a motor, and so that's where the phrase came in, or the term came in.
All right, so
Silver Machine is another great one, though, Brown. Thank you for pointing that out.
And
Oh, God.
by the way, yeah,
Silver
Lemmy used to
Machine. Everybody listen to that one, too.
absolutely. And by the way, Lemmy used to do a lot of speed. In fact, at one point, he had to have his teeth replaced because apparently, from what I heard, speed rots your teeth, takes the calcium out of them.
all right. Guys, we have some news. I don't know, Paul 3 or Brown, if you want to read the article.
Mm.
But it's from Blabbermouth, and it's Paul Stanley
Mm-hmm.
talking about how this Avatar show is going to be like Cirque du Soleil
Mm.
meets Star Wars meets a Kiss concert. It's going to be like
Mm.
Star Wars and a Kiss concert mixed together, Brown.
All
Like
right.
your two things. Um, it's all Blabbermouth on that one. That's a big major story.
I'm looking on it
Paul
right
3,
now.
Paul 3, did you have any dinner tonight, brother?
No, actually, my mother-in-law got a hold of me a couple hours ago, and she said she made stuffed peppers, and she's going to bring them over later. So we're actually going to have some stuffed peppers later, courtesy of my mother-in-law, which is nice. I don't have to cook tonight, so that's awesome. You really want to know. But yeah, Paul Stanley's full of shit. Kiss is just doing it for the money. This show is going to be really fucking dumb. I mean, what is he even
It's going to be great. Like something we never seen before.
No, it's worse. I like Kiss a lot. I love Kiss. I was a Kiss fiend for a while. My band just learned Heaven's on Fire last night. We're going to be playing it at the Halloween show.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
We learned Heaven's on Fire, which is a great song. And I love them, but I didn't even go see them on tour when they were on their last tour. You know why? Because it was all fake. It was all pre-recorded. Paul Stanley wasn't even fucking singing for real. I'm not
I
paying my
know.
money to do that. So what Kiss was on their reunion tour in 1996, they certainly weren't in 2023, 2024. So I didn't even bother
Yeah.
with that shit. So anything that they're doing now, I don't trust it. I think it's just a cash grab, and it's stupid, and it's just for
I know.
super
It's
fans.
like, but then again, Kiss has always been a cash grabber and entity when you think about it. I mean, the merchandise, the dolls, the Funko Pop figures,
That is true.
the Kiss
Brown,
coffin.
Brown, and
Yes.
I am going to 1,000% go to this Kiss Avatar show. And I'm
I
going to
would
give y'all.
only go, and I mentioned this before, if it's going to feature different songs other than the same old I want to rock and roll all night, a party every day, and it's going to have a
Bro,
storyline.
they can probably play whatever fucking they want because it's not going to be. They're going to be computerized. But if it's going to be this is going to Paul 3. This is the thing that's going to suck if it is true. And Paul 3, you probably agree on this. If it's the same price as a regular concert, I'll have a big problem with that.
Mm.
If you can do
Yeah.
$50 or $100 tickets, $100 up close, I mean that's fine. But if it's like five, six, seven, $800 for up close and all that on the
Bro,
floor, then
think
that's
you're getting? What do you think you're getting? Do you think you're getting an immersive experience for like legitimate Kiss fans? Or do you think you're just getting a generic ass fucking CGI Kiss show for the normal people out there, for all
not
the
even
normal
CGI.
The
fans?
casuals. Yeah.
It's
And
gonna be like
Thank you.
it's gonna be like they say, Circus Soleil. So there's gonna be all these sheets
Come on, bro.
with
well,
their
let's not forget
images
that
on
the
the
most, if
sheet.
it is going to cost about
It's
$500, as you say, YR, most some of the good percentage of that money is going to
I
go to
never
the
said
cost
that. I said
producing
no.
these
I never said that. I
avatars
said
as well.
no. No one knows the prices yet. It could be the price of a regular. The fair price would be on the floor, up close, at the most $150. I can't pay. I mean, it's not even a real live instruments. Nothing. No real people. I mean, this is gonna be, like it said, like Paul Stanley said, Circus LA meets Star Wars meets a Kiss concert. So you're gonna
Mm.
have the Kiss songs being played.
Yep.
We got that. There's gonna be Kiss songs being played. It's not gonna be live. It's gonna be coming out of the PA. So you're
Yep.
gonna hear Kiss songs all night. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
Kiss
these sheets. Right.
songs. The fucking bottom of the barrel, everything you've heard a million times. There's not going to be any innovations. There's not going to be any
There's not gonna
on.
be a stage. It's not even gonna be a stage. It's gonna be all these sheets hung up from the scene. So like the whole, you know what I'm saying? It's like the whole arena is gonna be the stage because it's gonna be their images and blah blah
It's
blah.
going to be all over, like on this screen or this
Because
sheet, this screen there. It's going to be
it's
all over
gonna
for the public to see, basically.
it's gonna be screens all over the place. It's not gonna be like you're looking at what the part. It's gonna be a stage. It's not gonna be a stage. The whole is gonna be like these flags, these huge sheets that come from the ceiling, Paul Three, like these huge
Yes.
banners. Imagine that are movie screens. Legit, they're gonna pan their images and all them singing animatedly on that. Paul Three, you wouldn't open for that? The Kiss animated show?
Asking if I'd open for it is far different than being like, hey, do you think this is a good idea or do you think this will be entertaining? Like, I would open for a lot of stuff that draws a crowd, but would I ever go to this or would I, invest my time and money into seeing this? Fuck no, dude. It's
Tell
going to
you
be
if
so
it's a
weird.
hundred if it's $100 nosebleeds, I will not do that
Mm.
because that means the floor seats are going to be outrageous. Like
It's going
Yeah.
to be
But
expensive.
it's going to be no matter what, YR.
it's not live. You can't charge it as a live concert because
Yeah,
it's not.
If it's
but also but like I said earlier, the cost of producing these Avatar
Like the
type
movie.
shows, these CGIs, is going to be
That
very
is true.
plenty, very expensive. So chances are some of the money earnings from these tickets may go to pay back the CGI company that they use to
Look,
produce these type of shows.
there's look,
Think of
there's
this. Is this a tour that's going around places, or is it just going to be at one central area?
it's
And
it's that's not confirmed, but they probably will hit this at the Sphere.
Mm.
okay, I figure if it's going to be at one place, then the production cost isn't so bad with touring. But if you're a touring operation, like it's still going to be just like a fucking going out to do Kiss shows. It's going to be that pricey because you still have to pay Kiss the guys for the use of whatever.
Their
Actually, I think
names, their makeups, their images.
they sold all that. I think they sold their whole like likeness and catalog. I feel like,
Yeah,
but
they did. They sold. We were touching up on this many episodes. They sold it over to this
Elon
company
Musk.
in Germany.
Yeah. I thought it was Elon.
what? Oh my god! I guess go where the money's at, man. A lot of these Bob Dylan.
Absolutely.
On your eyes, it's Germany, but
Exactly. Here's the thing. I guess the Fleetwood Mac catalog was spot up by this German-based music publishing company called BMG. So
Hey,
BMG owns all the songs for Fleetwood Mac.
But 20 years ago, when some of these artists were 50 and 60, 20 years ago in the 2000s, now they're in their late 70s, 80s, and they're dying or they're close to whatever. They're selling their shit.
mhm.
When you're in your
Yeah.
70s, you're pretty much done, brother.
Yes. And
You're
Nancy Wilson has sold her share of the Heart songs.
honest.
And also KK
There's two
Downey, he
artists
sold his
that
share just as well a couple years ago.
uh, God, Brian, people complain that we don't get to talk because you talk over everyone. You talk all the time. Please.
All right, my bad.
Shut your fucking mouth, dude, while people. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say it's like but I'm done. A lot of times I'm trying to get my words out there.
Listen, go ahead. So, this is important. This is important, what I'm about to say. So, like, the Kiss show, the Kiss thing, the whole thing, it's like, it's going to be something would be marketed as a concert, yes. But it's going to be something like no one's seen before. That's the thing. Like, what's the market for something like this? No one really knows. So I think they are going to start at a Vegas residency, whether it be a regular residency for a month or two, or what the Eagles are doing right now at the Sphere, which they're doing multiple dates at the Sphere, which probably is what they're going to do. Like, and look, the Sphere is a whole different deal than what Kiss is going to do, obviously. I mean, they can't bring in a million screen, because with the Sphere is like the whole thing's a screen, and that thing's pretty cool, right, Paul 3? You got to admit, you can't be.
No, the Sphere is definitely cool. But the Sphere will be a completely different experience than the show on tour and just like a theater.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Kiss isn't going to do it at the Sphere, probably. They'll do a regular Vegas residency and probably see how popular that is, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe go from there on the touring, because you're right, Paul 3, like, the only, like, they're going to have the stage set up, and they're not going to have a stage. They're going to have these banners, they're going to have these screens. So there is going to be like a touring crew, per se. Vegas residency, I don't know. They're making it sound like a touring thing, but it's going to be like a one of a kind thing we never seen. But that's why I would like to see it, because it's something. You know what I'm saying? We can't really judge it we can judge it when we see some concert videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I
Sure.
was gonna say we got to see a little bit of preview first.
Look, if this thing is like a laser Kiss, like with lasers and Kiss, like as late, like some like just super laser freaking beam, freaking lights, and with the immersive music sound and screens everywhere, like it might be pretty cool, Paul 3, like a WWE entrance type Kiss style or something. Like, how like those screens are. Like,
there's no fucking real people though, bro. It's all just a fucking playing experience. It's like paying to go watch TV on like a big screen. But you know what? If it's like Cirque du Soleil, okay, if it's actually like Cirque du Soleil, they had dancers. Cirque du Soleil has like people who do like
Acrobats.
Yeah, so maybe there'll be some of that there.
But
And
it says Circus Olay here. It doesn't say Olay. It says something else.
But it's something of that order, and even does to say.
Cirque du Soleil, idiot. You're an idiot. It's called Cirque du Soleil.
No,
Yes.
you see the article, what he said. What did it say, bro?
Well, it says here it's going to be like Cirque du Soleil meets Star Wars and a Kiss concert all into one.
Yeah.
And the technology being used for this was actually developed for ABBA's Voyage show in London, and will allow Kiss to stay on the road in retirement. The Kiss avatars were created by Industrial Light and Magic, and were financed and produced by the Swedish company Pop House Entertainment, which is behind the ABBA Voyage project. After using cutting-edge technology, Pop House Entertainment Group, which was founded by one of the guys from ABBA, will create digital versions of Kiss. The project was let me rephrase this. The project was previewed.
Be like on stage.
It was previewed at the final Kiss concert in New York City in December 2023. Regarding his vision for the Kiss Avatar show, Stanley said, quote, "What we'll be doing with these amazing avatars will take us to another place, another level. Now those images that were
Mhm.
previewed at the end of the final gig, at the Garden, were really like I had mixed feelings about showing those because they looked so early on.
All right, well, hold on
They,
a minute. I'm going to cut you off right there. Listen, respectfully, Paul
mhm.
3. I was way off on this, so this is going to be a hologram thing. That's
Yes.
not
The
bad at
three,
all, dude. That shit looks real. Have you seen the Tupac one and all that?
Did you
when
see
we
the Ryan James Dio one as well?
Yeah, because I thought it was just going to be literally like picture yourself in an arena and them having these sheets and banners all over the place, screens all over the place, and just like maybe fire for real, like real fire, but like all
Hmm.
of that, the pyro, all of that, but just everything's on the screens and blah blah blah, like a stage show. But
you
they're gonna have
have to look.
avatars. That's cool. Go ahead.
No, bro, you're just rambling because you have to have some point of reference. So you need to go and do some research and look at the ABBA show that is currently going on right now. And you
Yes.
can kind of see you can see how this is going to be a little bit. And the ABBA one is kind of impressive. It's a little hard to find clips. I have a feeling they really lock that down when they're there, like no photos or no videoing. So I doubt you'd
That
be able to get
would suck.
video there
See, I
at that.
dude,
But the ABBA thing is pretty fucking wild, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty
Mm.
wild. So I think this is the Kiss thing will probably just be like that. It's kind of impressive to be
I'm thinking
honest.
as
lame shit, bro. They know that like they sold all their shit to this company. I think.
Now you
yeah,
got
they
Yeah,
did.
please do some research and look at the ABBA one, and you're gonna be like, okay, I kind of get this a little
yeah, it
bit.
looks real, and it's gonna be like perfect. It's gonna sound perfect. Like that's not necessarily like not that they phone it in because they're not even there because they're not. It's not live, but like you're not gonna have to hear like a bad Paul Stanley voice. You can hear probably them what they sounded in their prime. Here's a question though, Brown
Yes.
and Paul 3. Is it gonna be? And I don't know how they
Oops.
can do it animatedly because I can still tell on a T-shirt and I can tell cartoon wise on a T-shirt.
Hmm.
But are they going to do the Ace Frehley just by the wrinkles, honestly, and other things? Like I can tell when it's Tommy Thayer, and I can tell when it's Ace Frehley. Like a picture,
Absolutely, I could tell. We
I
could
can
tell by
tell.
the structure of their face.
Yeah, so like I wonder if they're gonna structure it like Ace Frehley. I
Or
wonder
Tommy
how
Thayer.
they Paul 3.
Now, what they need to do is do all the different iterations of Kiss. So they need to do like the first lineup, the original lineup, do like kind of all their costume changes and shit, go through even when they had the capes and all kind of the
Yes, I
nonsense.
remember that.
All that.
He
Then
also,
when they do Lick It Up, let's have the avatars without the makeup with Vinnie
yes,
Vincent shit. Let's
and
do
Eric
that.
Carr. And let's also
Eric
not
Carr.
forget the Creatures of the Night lineup, where Vinnie Vincent briefly wore that Ankh Warrior
All right,
makeup as well.
so
And
so
and let's
is
let's let's throw it back. Let's do a nod to the Kiss acoustic MTV thing and have Bruce Kulick fucking CGI there as well.
Yes,
I
and
mean,
the
yo
reunion lineup as well.
can we if number one if like so at the start of this convo and I couldn't really tell from Brown and maybe other people agreed with Paul 3 like oh this is gonna be lame, this isn't the same as a real concert, blah blah blah. You think Kiss is marking in this because y'all are naming all this, I don't want to say cheap stuff, but non because obviously 80s Kiss wasn't as pop, 70s Kiss it was their bread and butter and that's what they did.
Yeah.
Continuing on for the next after the reunion thing, they replaced people, they replaced Ace, blah blah blah, and they continued on with that 70s Kiss aura.
Hmm.
But you think this whole thing is more marketable towards the casual fan, or is there like hardcore Kiss fans? Like, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore Kiss fan because there's
The
hardcore
Kiss
Kiss fans that go to
diehards.
every show, blah blah blah. But like, where is there real like fans like us that? Because obviously there's the Kiss fan that only knows like one song, or Rock and Roll All Night, and maybe
Lick It
Bad,
Up or
not even, yeah, maybe Lick It Up,
Strutter.
right?
The ones they play on the radio.
Just those two, right? Look it up in Rock and Roll All Night. This is
Yeah, pretty
perfect.
much.
Like
Or
there's
Heaven's on
there's
Fire.
people that go, and just know only the hits, like for sure. So I wonder if this would be more marketed towards that, or like are real like Kiss fans saying, "Man, fuck this shit. This ain't real." Because there's concert goers that want to hear live music. That's the whole reason you go into a concert, to hear live music.
That's
So
a
like,
tough question to answer because we got so many kids out there. You are now discovering Kiss for the first time, and now Kiss has finally
yeah,
called
for
it
fans,
quits.
casual, and that's who I would put in that casual category. Your families that go to these concerts, your families.
Only know the songs of the radio.
And there's obviously people that know more than that too, but like this Weezer thing, it was full of families, bro. Like
Hmm.
2 kids, wife, and a husband, family of
Hmm.
4, full of
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you're gonna get at Kiss. You're gonna get Rock and Roll All Night. You're gonna get all the generic shit. You're not. If
y'all
they
are
wanted to
saying,
do it right, if they wanted to do it right,
yeah.
they would honor all eras of Kiss. They would do some shit like Tears of Falling or One in a Million, or do something different. Go and Parasite, man.
Or
Let's see
Betty.
fucking Parasite. You know what I mean? Let's do
How
something
about
like that.
this? Songs from the album Animalize or
Brown,
Asylum.
we have to see
Thrills in the Night. Let's do some
how they
shit.
would do it.
Yes.
How they would do it if they were knowing like the. I really don't think hardcore Kiss fans are like digging this, but Paul 3 just looked at it himself, and his whole thing changed. His whole aura changed. He's like, "Dang, this is pretty cool." Like now, seeing what ABBA doing, Paul 3, would you pay $100 to go be inside and go see this? Honestly,
No, I don't think I would pay $100, bro. I would have to see the set list too. Like I said, if they don't do anything like Brown said from Animalize, or if they don't do Creatures of the Night or something like that, then I'm not really interested in it. I
Or
don't want
let's
to see.
put the X in sex. Remember that song?
Brown, we gotta
Yeah,
watch the language, man.
That's the
Domino.
name of the
Or
title.
could you
I,
imagine if they did Domino? Like what? That would be awesome. But they would never do that. Like
Or
Domino was
Unholy.
what's left
yeah,
besides this
unholy. That's good shit,
is a
Brown. That's
bunch of
good. They never do it.
Yes,
what's
exactly.
left besides this is a bunch of really good Kiss tribute bands all over the world, which is a lot, and there's a lot of good ones, and Ace Frehley. See, that's the thing. It's a ticker here. Ace Frehley is still doing his thing,
Yes.
and
I know the photographer. I know the photographer who was touring with Ace Frehley, and she's awesome, and she loves my band, and she just actually got a hold of me to take some more pictures of us. But
Nice.
yeah, Ace Frehley live on tour. I saw him. I saw him in 2014 or 15, about 10 years ago, and I was right up there. I was standing room only, and I was right up against the stage.
seeing like
Fucking
every guitar's God's God, basically. Maybe, and I mean Hendrix, but like there's a lot. Like obviously, Dimebag, he worshiped Ace.
Obviously, there.
yeah, but Ace is sloppy, bro. Ace is really sloppy nowadays. Like in my opinion, he wasn't even
But
Kiss.
that's what you. It's
Dude,
just
Bruce
when
was the best guitar player in Kiss.
this year it was, which you kind of people should do this. Go to multiple different sites, your StubHubs, blah blah blah. But like Ticketmaster is like $40 or something, 40 or $50 general admission to get in, which I think I got. But like on StubHub, it's like $4 tickets. Like there's a lot of these shows that smaller. I mean, this was probably probably a couple, 200 or 300 people max. Honestly, like a bar. It was like a bar. It was like a Paul 3 bar per show. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was like a type of bar that had like the second level though, like had a little, um, like a rail, like the railing,
Yes.
the guardrail, the second level guardrail. So it was still kind of roomy, but it was still like packed. A couple hundred people can pack up a place if it's small. If it's small enough. So, like Ace Frehley's playing arena shows or nothing like that. Now he did open up a couple years ago. He was opening up for Alice Cooper, and I think they were doing the pavilions. So it was
Yes.
Ace Frehley band opening up for Alice Cooper a couple of years ago. Before Alice Cooper was doing this package with Filter, Rob
White
Zombie, and
Marilyn,
Wayne.
Marilyn Manson. Oh, yeah.
Wayne
Ministry.
Yeah, it was Ministry, Wayne Newton, Filter, and Paul Three's band.
And Weezer included. Just kidding.
Yo, Brownie watching the baseball?
No. I'm
Uh,
deep in this conversation. Well, let's also. I would also like to suggest
well,
this.
Paul Three left. Did y'all guys message Prince?
Vince? Prince already gave a little set. He mentioned that he won't be able to make it. Probably. He said he maybe call him later on. And since we're later on the show, maybe we should probably get him on board for a few minutes if he's available. But let me also point this out. What we talked about ticket prices on the Metal Maniac show back in 2020. I believe it was our first. It was our second episode. But you also got to remember a lot of the production into these Avatar shows. That's probably one of the big reasons why tickets are going to be expensive. Now, if I'm gonna add any music to these shows, it's gonna have to be some different versions, like some live recordings from various bootleg recordings, remastered and touched up a bit, remixed, whichever they call it. Because if we're going to hear the same songs over and over and over and over that we know like the backs of our hands, that's not going to make it interesting. I mean, like there was a Scooby Doo meets Kiss movie that came out, and it featured the exact same songs that we know by the heart.
That is true, and we got to keep in mind. Is this going to be like a straight up 2-hour event? Is this going to be a 4-hour event? Like they're not going to have opening bands or nothing. So like, depending
Is
on
it going
how
to be a storyline? Make it a
this is
movie.
a 3-hour thing.
How about doing this? How about a way better version of Kiss meets the Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, I could do it. No, let's not do it again. We don't need to go back down that road, bro.
Oh, dude, but still, like,
No.
come up with the storyline to go along with the music at least. Like Kiss combines their powers together to stop the evil monster at the top of the volcano. Something
Dude,
like
it's
that.
gonna.
I know it's cheesy, but still, you like come up with something like Kiss fight the intergalactic empire. Paul Stanley absorbs Palpatine's force lightning. Bzzz, I throw it back at you.
Why are you getting ready for Halloween? This coming up.
Yes, I already got my ideas. You may
What are you
remember.
guys being for Halloween?
What was the what?
What are you being for Halloween?
I'm gonna be basically the same thing I was last year. I was kind of like trying to be Kylo Ren, but it ended up being called Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. Doesn't really matter. Hey, but it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking,
Brown
but
has
I
a
did.
big cape.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Also got this little black hood that my nephew got for me for the May the 4th event. I'm planning on wearing that again. In fact, I'm gonna definitely gonna take and I'm gonna take a different lightsaber with me because the on and off switch on my other one went to shit. So my nephew is loaning me his lightsaber for this upcoming Halloween night, and most think I'll probably be yeah.
Go get the $100 one. Get the $4 fucking Walmart lightsaber. Go get the $100 one. They make good ones out there.
These were $100 ones.
All right, make sure it's fucking good then. Make sure it's batteries.
All right.
What should I do for Halloween? What should I dress up as? I still haven't decided. I don't even know what I'm gonna be in.
Some
Kiss Avatar.
Put your
Exactly.
Yeah.
on your head and goes an ass.
I could do that. Yeah, no. I have the face for it, that's for sure.
Going to like a Halloween party or something?
Yeah, we have a Halloween show in like a week. Yeah, next Friday actually. So I gotta dress up. I don't know what I'm gonna be. I have no fucking clue yet.
Like, would you rather have a mask on or paint on your face?
I don't know. Neither, to be honest.
So that's
Neither.
like most Halloween costumes out of like what the fuck are you gonna be then?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck. I might go as like
That's
Cactus
that
Jack or
scary.
something.
Like if you didn't do scary costumes, you could probably go as like a doctor or nurse or
I gotta find
devil
my
character.
Cactus. No, I gotta find my Cactus Jack shirt because I think I'm gonna be
Oh, there
Cactus.
you go. Go as Cactus Jack, or better yet, get the
It's lazy.
Mankind
You can't
mask.
throw a T-shirt and fucking throw on a Superman shirt and say you're fucking Clark Kent, bro. That's lazy. You can't just throw on a shirt.
That's what Cactus Jack wore. He wore his own shirt and then
Have a
Exactly.
have a
Exactly.
guard, bro.
what?
What?
Be like Brown. Brown has a cape and he has like costumes and shit. Like get like a real costume. Go to Party City.
Nah, I don't want to do all
But
that just for one night. I can't
I
do all
would
that.
I would just say, Paul came up with a good idea, Cactus Jack or Mankind.
like
What
go to Walmart, get a $5 hockey mask and fucking go as Jason. Like, come on.
Jason is overdone, dude.
Yeah, can't do
Way
that.
overdone. Way overrated.
Come on, What the fuck? Who does it?
Nothing about horror movies. Come on, bro.
Mm.
Relax.
Fuck. I did see some crazy costumes though, like inflatable cocks. Like there's one that's like an inflatable like hamburger. There's all kind of crazy ones at the Spirit Halloween. I don't know if you have one of those stores here.
We have one here, and it's nearby where we live. I went to one
No,
already.
Paul 3, don't worry. Listen, don't just throw on a shirt and say you're something like okay. So no, you're not. You don't want to wear paint. You don't want to wear masks. You don't want to wear a wig. It's like seriously, we have to think. So it's like let's brainstorm together as a team. So like you're gonna be on stage, guitar, right? Okay, keep that in mind. You'll be on stage playing guitar, so you kind of can't have an inflatable. You can't be in an inflatable costume.
Mm.
That was stupid, Paul 3, for even bringing that up. You're a stupid idiot for bringing that up, dude. 'Cause you know you can't be an inflatable hamburger on stage. Why would you say that when you think I talk about your costume or just in
I
general?
still say Cactus Jack. That way, but all you have to do is
People don't know
take
who
some
that
paint
is.
and paint one of your teeth in, so it's like you're
People
missing
don't know who
one.
the fuck that is.
Cactus Jack.
You do have the hair. Is that the whole reason? Because of the hair?
This
Well, the
the
hair I
beard's
have I have like the build pretty much, and I can just tape my wrist as well, like do the tape that he did down. Down his
yes,
shoulder.
That'll be a good.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Get some black jeans, knee-high wrestling boots there,
yeah, you
and
get
have
your
a Cactus
boots
Jack
like
shirt order from WWE.com.
yeah, go get
Yeah.
the wrestling boots autographed by him on WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm pretty sure didn't he wear like sometimes he would wear like cheetah colored like pants or boots or one of the two. So I mean that's like
Wrestling boots anywhere like regular old Nike fucking white tennis shoes. Like
that was mankind. That was like the later
Yeah,
mankind.
so and the along with the short-sleeved white shirt, the tie as well.
I
that
could get
would be
mankind
good.
if I had a mask. I don't have the mask though. I'd have to order it or something. That's the
Maybe
only thing.
try that. Definitely try that, man.
It's like a luchador mask would be.
Nah, there's
No,
actually a
it's
band.
Mankind's mask is different than the Luchadors.
Yeah, no. I could go with Kane. Kane would be kind of cool too, but I would need
There
the
you
whole
go.
outfit. That's the only thing.
That'll be interesting.
Or Undertaker or something like that. Undertaker would be good too. YR's gonna go as fucking an anorexic fucking douchebag over there, you fucking white bread motherfucker.
Oh.
Come on,
Motherfucker. Come on, what are you gonna go as? Fucking a white rapper? That's a
banana.
wild. Huh?
A banana.
You would go as a banana, fucking banana.
Now listen, so let's give a list. And Brown, obviously, you know, what were the Halloween costumes that we were over the years? And I'll throw out mine. Obviously the picture floating around, I was an Indian. I was like one of the first. I was probably like 5.
Native American?
Yes, Native American.
Because nowadays, when we refer to Indian, we're thinking it's somebody from the country of India.
Well, no, yeah. I know one year I was Sting. Like they had a Sting costume for I was probably like 8.
The Crow Sting?
Yeah, the Crow Sting 7. It was like a party
Oh,
city.
nice.
Like the for kids, Crow Sting.
Oh yeah,
Um,
best gimmick
I
in
was
wrestling.
listen. I was Scream multiple times. Or at least 3 times. I mean, everyone was Scream, right?
Ghostface from
Paul,
the
Paul,
Screen franchise.
yeah.
Everybody had that mask.
You know, that's the best. Honestly, like that's the best go to. You can get those at Walgreens. Scream costumes,
Mm,
$25. Gown, mask, out the door. 25
Damn.
bucks, fucking Walgreens. Out. I mean,
yeah.
any day, bro. That's a class. That is the Brown, Dr. Brown. That is me and Paul Three's generation go to Halloween costume. Go to horror character
Mm,
is Ghostface from the Scream franchise.
mm.
I got something
I mean,
kind of embarrassing to admit. I mean, I'm just what I was for Halloween last year might be embarrassing. I don't know if you
I
even know who
haven't
it was.
listen, real quick. I haven't done this. I haven't dressed up for like 10 years. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know why you still do this, but go ahead. For parties with your
Exactly. I play Halloween shows, and I'd look like a fucking idiot if I played a show and didn't dress up.
that makes sense. I
That
mean,
would make that make him out of place. Now I gotta throw in my old Halloween costumes that I dressed out throughout the years. Back in 2015, I was the Joker. And the following year after that, I was Angus Young.
Oh shit.
And plus, unfortunately, I didn't have a guitar with me at that time. In fact, I had used one of those Guitar Hero type of guitars that kind of resembled a
oh, you don't need to do that. You don't need to go in the club with a real guitar as a prop. Come on, man.
Well, actually, I did that though. Actually, one of my old guitars with
Jesus.
me when I went to a Lipstick's nightclub. It was a Halloween in July event that they had, and I came in as Angus Young and had this brown, guitar that was somewhat similar to a Les Paul, but with a smaller body. Unfortunately, it's still back in Michigan and somewhere, and I think it's in storage. But I had that guitar with me, and a lot of people enjoyed it. They liked it. And one time, being at this other event, I came in as the Ozzy version of, actually the Sabbath version of Ozzy. I meant to say, with the white outfit, fringe on the coming on from the sleeves.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool. I would
yeah,
do
because
that.
that was a very people when they think of Ozzy's look, they think of the glasses, the trench coat and stuff. Hardly anybody now recognizes that form of Ozzy Osbourne of what he wore on stage back in the day.
Yeah, that's the Aussie I remember. Really,
Hmm.
that's it sounds like the California Jam almost era
Yeah,
Aussie.
exactly. Or the
Yeah,
Don
over
or the Don Christian's rock concert,
yeah, that was when he was at his in his prime, in my opinion. That's when he
or
was
the
like
Hammersmith Odeon show of him '78.
great show. Yeah, great show.
Absolutely, I agree, man. Agree.
Over the years, I have been Batman like years and years and years ago. Once I dressed up as an old woman, which was very fucking weird to do that. Um,
Mrs.
yeah,
Doubtfire?
kind of. Yeah, kind of. I kind of look like her. I was an ugly fucking woman, bro. I make a very horrendous looking woman. Very bad. It's offensive, dude. It's so nasty.
Having the trailer trash costumes and like you don't want to spend money and go to the store, you just find what you got, something in the house, and you just get some lipstick, get a bed sheet, get a fucking. I did that a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Did you hit?
Or better you
Kind of
get one of those, make a rub something on your crotch so it seems like got a smelly cooch hole.
Halloween. No, I'm saying Halloween costume, Brown. Like, there's been times where like I made a mask out of like an old shirt or something. Like
Mm,
I'll almost like what's his name, Leatherface, right? Like a
mhm.
Leatherface mask from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like a messed up shirt, rip it, maybe throw some red marker on there, make it look like blood. Just a cheap mask
Mm.
thing. And like when did y'all stop? What age did y'all stop going trick or treating? Like
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I think it's slowly after we were becoming teenagers
12,
at that point.
all three, you
12,
said 16, 17, right?
12 maybe 13. No, 12 probably years old. I remember my dad was hilarious, bro. My dad used to fucking take a bunch of me and my cousins, and we used to go house to house in all like the every neighborhood, the richest, nicest neighborhoods. And my dad would just fucking cruise alongside us pretty much while we hit up all these houses and shit. Like Halloween was definitely a really fun time growing up for me. Like we always had a lot of fun.
Is it really still a thing? Like, I feel like compared to 20 years ago, I feel like the 2000s just started falling off. But like trick or treating, like, how is it still a thing?
It's still a thing. Yeah, they do it here in my neighborhood. I actually joke with my wife. I was like, yeah, I'm going to participate this year, but I'm going to hand out all the kids stickers of my band and just promote my
'Cause I
band
know,
out.
I'm not saying like is it still a thing because like I know they do. Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you go to if you go to malls and like a lot of places have like if you go inside the store like come to the store or come to the mall, we're doing trick or treating here. It's like safe trick or treating, but like I guess it really I really want to see like I know I don't have any facts. I'm just assuming like just how society is and not necessarily safety wise, but just how society is maybe tradition wise. Like maybe there's less people that do traditional things now than definitely in the 2000s, 20 years ago, like, and definitely in the 90s.
Yeah, I would say there's definitely less, but like in my neighborhood, I know there's a lot every year. Like it's still like a big thing in surrounding neighborhoods and shit like that. But yeah, I would say there are a lot less, dude. Yeah, like 20 years ago or something like that, man, everybody was out or something, maybe 50, 20, 23 years ago. Everybody was out trick or
Like,
treating, you know what I mean?
that's really the big thing, Brown. Like, you know this. You, especially
Mhm.
in the snow, like Detroit,
Yep.
or in the sun, obviously in the cold, it's gonna be less people. I mean, Pennsylvania, I don't know what is it like 30 degrees there now?
I'm
It
not too
does
sure.
kind of cold, but people aren't afraid of the cold here in PA. They'll still go out and dress up and shit. We're not too afraid of it here. We'll still go out. People will still dress up and everything. I gotta ask a question real quick because I don't know how much time I have left. But have you guys ever heard of the character Waluigi? Because that's who I was the last time I dressed up.
That was
Luigi.
related to Mario, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I
that's
remember
actually
that. I
what I
remember Luigi. I remember there was one character called Wario. What was
yeah,
that?
Wario.
Wario, yes, the evil equivalent to Mario.
2 years ago, my keyboard player dressed up as Wario. His wife was Mario. My wife was Luigi, and then I was Waluigi. That was like 2 years ago. We did the whole Mario thing.
Your band should do like a theme thing like that, or like, I mean, not The Simpsons, but like even maybe South Park. Like, what's a cartoon or what's a show with multiple people with, I mean, even
South Park would be great, bro. South Park would be actually hilarious. They had a Towley costume at Spirit Halloween where you could be Towley. I think they had Cartman and
even do the wrestling thing, like if all the other band members dress up as wrestlers too, but like a themed band dress up would be cool. Even the Mario thing, someone could be Toad, someone can be, the characters, someone could be Yoshi, Dr. Brown could be Yoshi or
Hmm.
something.
Or Inuyasha.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do a theme thing. It would have been a good idea, but there's seven of us, so it kind of can be tough to find like something for seven fucking people to do at once. Like, how many Mario characters could you really be at that point? We could probably be every member of Kiss. That might actually work. We could just be every member. Well,
Mm.
there's more than seven, but we could be a lot of them at least.
Won't y'all get
Uh,
political? Like someone can dress up as Trump, someone can dress up as Obama, someone can dress up as Hillary Clinton, someone can dress up as
oh gosh.
No, no, we will never get political. We have nothing to do with politics ever, ever. That will never
And plus, you
happen.
know what? Tomatoes being thrown at you by someone who doesn't care for those people.
Yeah, people feel too strongly about their politics, and I don't want to get in the way of any of that. No, thank you.
You go up dressed as a Kamala Harris, some dumb woke bitch will be like, "Why are you dressing up my hair? Why are you doing this? Why are you degrading her?" So I'm like, well, you bitch, you need to be degraded.
Yeah, well, I mean, you dress up as any politician, I think you're going to get blowback from either side. So yeah,
Hmm.
I just don't want to be. I don't want anything. Politics just disgusts me at this point. I just want the election to get over with,
I
and
agree.
Like
I'm done with it.
say I say I dress up as Donald Trump and Brown likes Donald Trump, would he be mad that am I making fun of Trump by dressing up as him, or is it more an homage? Like, hey, I like Trump, I'm gonna dress up as him. I like him.
Well, it's the idea that we got all these woke asses, gonna probably throw tomatoes at you, throw slices of bread at
I'm
you,
saying
probably
for the
throw
woke
come after
people,
you. How dare
when
you
they
dress
get
up like
mad,
a racist?
we
Blah blah
know
blah.
we know what is Brown. We know what woke means. I'm saying, did you or would woke people get mad at a costume of their political figure they like, or like just because it's Trump, anything Trump, even if it's a mask of Trump? Even if it's someone dressing up as Trump, even if it's someone mimicking Trump's voice, they cannot stand it. They cannot be around it, type thing. Is that what y'all are saying?
Something like that, because
Thank
somebody, because you remember, right now at this point, I agree with Paul, because politics right now has become such a
I think he
cesspool
needs to. I
of
think he needs
bullshit.
to do it opposite. All of his band members need to come out dressed as Trump, and you can either be mad or be mad or not mad at it. Just like in Paul Three's band, someone cannot like it, someone can love it. It depends. It's 50-50, right? Paul Three, you gotta
No,
go, bro.
no, fuck politics, bro. I don't want anything to do with politics ever, especially in music. A lot of these bands who, make their whole persona like music or politics and music is, I don't know, man. You just
Or
end up
tell,
dividing the fan base, and I don't want anything to do with that at all. I'm just
which
not
is
that kind
interesting to
of
bring
shit.
that up because Alice Cooper said,
Hold
I'm
on,
trying to talk.
hold on. Paul Three, what bands do make it all political? What do you mean?
Rage
Who?
Against the Machine.
That's
Anti-flag. Did you ever hear
30
about Anti-Flag
no,
by
Yeah.
me and
now. Now.
I
What band
now
now? Not 30 years ago.
Ted
Now.
Nugent. Ted Nugent. I
I
know
mean,
Yes.
Aaron,
not,
the guy
it's
from
not
Stain.
that
The
is
guy from Stain.
they right, but it is entertaining. You're right. Maybe someone does. People hate that. Actually, you're right. I
Yes.
would go to that. Actually, to be honest with
I
you, but look, I
Oh,
mean, look. Honestly, like the Green Day thing. Green Day, right?
Yes.
you could go either way. I mean, you could go to Bruce
They
Springsteen is very liberal. You know what I mean? I love a lot of
I don't
Bruce
get
Springsteen
weird like
music.
that, bro. I don't get, bro. Most in my because in the back of my mind, and Brown, you can agree with this. Most artists, most Hollywood people are liberal anyway. So
Absolutely.
if I
Exactly.
go in there
Most
with
of California. Hell, California. You
go in
may
there with that
remember
mindset, I won't enjoy. I won't go see. I wouldn't see any bands that I like because I don't like their politics. Like I don't know. I guess a personal thing with people like judging bands with their politics. I don't look at it that way. I already know that they're have stupid politics. Like I get that, but the songs, I love the songs. You know what I'm
But
saying?
keep in
Like
mind that some of these bands out there try to push their opinions, their agendas down the throats and the
it
minds of the
does.
people who
Look, it
see
does
them.
be there experiencing that with Green Day, but I knew it was coming. See, that's the thing. I knew it was coming. So I feel like, which I kind of made like a bit out of it. You know, I threw up the bird, the middle finger at him, and everything.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. If I don't know something like that's coming, it could catch me off guard. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, but um,
As an independent, I try not to let either side sway me. I just kind of go with what I enjoy. But I'll tell you, the only thing, and I didn't want to make this political. I don't feel like this is even political to me because I feel like this is just common sense. And the only time I was ever swayed against an artist that I really, really loved because of one of their stances, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you guys are Weird Al fans, but Weird
Mm.
Al, when the COVID thing was going on, Weird Al implemented a vaccine policy, and
Mm.
had one of the harshest fucking policies out there with like double vax, like you have to have your card with you and everything, or else you couldn't go to the show. So that was the only time I was ever like heavily swayed on an artist. And like I said, I don't want to even make it political. I don't feel like that's even a political thing to me. It's just like, why should I have to inject something in my body to go see a concert?
Yeah,
It's fucked
that's
up.
you got to think about that there. I mean, like, geez, look at the backlash that Neil Young. Look at the situation that Neil Young did. He removed all his
that's
stuff from Spotify because of what Joe Rogan said about vaccinating. I mean, I even heard this little thing that Judas Priest wants their fans to get vaccinated before they go see their shows. And let's not forget all
It's
the
not. It's
political.
not law. It's not a law anymore. It's not even a thing. Like people were, yeah, people said a lot of at the time, but a lot of shows didn't even weren't like they, they were during all that time because I kind of got my shots for that reason.
Mhm,
Like they were pretty much saying, yeah, like everywhere you go, you're gonna need this card. You're gonna have to show it. But then
mhm.
like all of a sudden it died down. It was interesting. Like they didn't make it a thing. Like they didn't make it. I never went. I've never went to an event where I had to wear a mask or show a
Neither have I.
card,
Neither have I.
which
In
is
fact,
interesting.
I've yet to even show the cards I had.
And you know what? I probably wouldn't go to an event if I had to wear a mask the whole time. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it'd be the
Um,
same here as well. It's like, geez, how can you get the full experience
they
where you
were
got a
like
mask
they
on
were,
you?
and that's that. My point is that I can't really fault any of the. I can't really fault Weird Al. I can't fault others for gearing up for something like that to happen because that was going to be a thing universal. Like, yeah, more on the smaller scales they can probably choose and pick, but like going to the like real arena shows, real stadium shows, like that would have probably been a universal thing. Yeah, show your card or wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? And get tested. If you don't have a card, you got to get tested over here real quick, and you got to wear a mask inside or something like that. Like they were gearing up for that. Um,
I had no problem wearing a mask, but like, no, bro, his shit was hardcore, man. His shit was,
but
you
look,
know,
no, 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 really. Did you even go to any of your shows?
I didn't see him because of that, but I went to other shows and shit around that time. I went to like a wrestling event here and there, like it was around that time. So I mean,
Yeah,
what wasn't that bad. People just had masks on. It wasn't really even a big deal.
you did that?
Interesting.
I did that. Yeah, I went to places. I went to arenas and all kind of shit. I still did stuff.
Like that's weird. I wouldn't. I don't know how you like Brian. You would have to eat popcorn. You take off your mask, eat, drink
Or
something,
you
take off.
could lift up the mask a little bit to put the popcorn in your mouth there. Just so,
People people
something like
mostly
that.
took their masks off when they sat down. It was only walking through. I remember the arena when people like had their mask up or below their like on their
Fucking
chin or
point,
whatever.
man. What's the fucking point if you have to can't do it the whole if you're not gonna do it the whole time, bro? See, that's stupid. That's why they didn't end up doing none of that because people ended up finding out that it's kind of ridiculous. To be honest. Like they stopped all that, bro. Like when I started, because I started going to all these events, like after they like were like, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. The card thing, that was a big
Because it was going to restrict people
thing.
from
It
going out.
was a big scare tactic
And a lot
bullshit.
of,
Weird.
exactly, there's so many scare tactics out there that have been played upon us for God knows how long. And it's like, enough is enough. I mean, like, geez. I mean, like, I remember when it started the grocery chain job back in 2020, I had to wear a mask through all day and all night. The only time I was able to take it off was during lunch break. I had to put it back on afterwards. But everybody had to wear a mask around that time. And the thing is, I would wear my glasses while I'm doing my work, and it's kind of hard to do your work when you're trying to breathe and the breathing, the mask
It
takes the
fogs
air
up your
up and
mask.
fog. Yep, exactly. I was gonna point that out as well.
Brian, you can't hit or even like. Did you try different masks or like all the masks do that? Pretty
They
much all different.
all the masks were like that. Believe me, believe me, all of them were like that.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I actually have to go now. I got to help my wife and get some groceries and stuff. But it's been a fun show, Brown. Thank you for starting it. Thank you for the
Thank you for being
volunteer.
on with me with us, Paul. Glad we had a great show today, no doubt about that. We had some great topics to talk about,
Yeah.
Next week with Prince and everyone. You know what I'm saying?
and I
Let's
got
do
it
it at the same time. Let's do it at
absolutely.
the
Yes,
same time.
yes, I agree as well. And I got a good topic. Like we should probably acknowledge the female guitar players, the female bands, and the female tribute bands out there.
I
Paul
love
three.
that topic.
uh,
I love that topic. We'll get on
Yeah,
that. I will
let's
get
definitely
there.
do it next week, folks. You bored?
No, Paul three. Paul
Hmm.
three.
Hurry up.
Hmm.
Um, are you gonna give? Can we give statements on Jacob RP, please? Just closing statements.
Jacob RP is a flake. Jacob RP is a scumbag in this community. We don't like you anymore.
Not Jacob
All
RP
right, so
anymore.
what did RP do this time?
He's not entertaining. He's not loyal. But you know, I love you guys. I love this show. Thank you so much. Let's get this out there. Let's get this on YR's music channel next week. Let's plan for it. We got a big show. Let's
Yeah.
push this shit, guys. Come on, let's fucking do this. We got good content. Thank you
We
guys
good.
so much.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, Paul 3, for being with us.
See you
Thank you,
later.
Brown.
All right, there. Bye bye, Paul. Yes.
Dr. Brown.
Yeah, it's up.
Dr. Jacob RP, he's a poser. He's a poser drama guy, so we don't want to.
I'm surprised you got started doing shows with him like you did before. It's like for crying out loud.
Amps you all up behind the scenes, like, come on, let's do shows, bro. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make a bunch of money and get a bunch of bitches and hoes. And I'm like, really?
I've yet to see RP get any of those.
No, he does get the women. He does get the women.
Yeah, but the women with
but
he gets the women with the multi kids who are living
but
off their child support.
there's nothing wrong with MILFs. Come on.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's got a MILF fetish.
Yeah,
The
like
thing is,
anyone in this community, like anyone in this community, guys in this community is gonna get like a hot supermodel, fucking diva, fucking dream on. No one in this community is ever gonna get that. No
yeah,
guy.
but here's the thing. When you date a MILF, if you're dating a single mom, you're gonna have to deal with the children as well. They're gonna expect you to help pay for them just as well. Take them on the carnival ride. Take them to
Stepfather. RP's a great stepfather for kids. Okay. Thank you. You know he is, Brown. He fucking has
I
a
don't
job.
know. I don't know. I never see him with any stepkids.
Dr. Brown, you know how to change diapers?
No, because I don't
There
have
you go.
kids. I don't have the.
Jacob RP
I
does.
love this. I love to see Jacob RP change diapers. Like,
Come on. All right, we gotta cut the show, Brown.
Okay,
Jesus.
let's. Oh yeah, we had a great show time. Thank you for everybody for watching tonight's episode of Music Maniacs. I already got the topic in mind. All the female guitarists, bassists, musicians, bands out there, and as well as all the female tribute to bands like Metallica, AC/DC, and such. All right, for YR, for Paul 3, and myself, we thank you all for tuning in. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Have a good one. Subscribe to my channel, hit that like button and notification.